Good evening, all you sim race fans out there, and welcome to BRL TV's Round 8 coverage of the Bootleg Racing League Street Stock Series Season 27. I am Ryan Seneker, and joining me up in the booth, as always, is Matt Hoos. We're coming to you live tonight from virtual Southern National Motorsports Park in Lucama, North Carolina, and we thank you for joining us on this Saturday evening, August 18th, 2023. Back in 1994, a racing revolution was born known as the Bootleg Racing Series. Powered by Papyrus sim racing software and fueled by the thrill of short track racing, BRS burst onto the scene, leaving tire tracks of excitement in its wake. But when the curtains fell on Papyrus, the heart-pounding action of BRS seemed destined to fade away. However, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, the series returned with a vengeance in 2013, emerging as the all-new Bootleg Racing League, ready to dominate the sim racing world once again. Now embracing the iRacing platform, BRL unleashed its full potential, taking on the most iconic American short tracks with a renewed passion. And that brings us to where we are tonight. Southern National was opened in 1993. This 0.4 of a mile oval track comes with 17-degree banks in the turns and 7 degrees of banking on the straightaways. It's also 70 feet wide and speeds reaching up to 100 plus miles per hour. As always, tonight's starting grid is determined by a 15-car inversion based on last week's finishing order. This means the top finishers from the previous race will have to work their way up through the field. There are also no fast repairs and no tire changes, so the drivers will take care of their equipment as the night goes on. And lastly, this season brought the addition of one single green-white checkered attempt. If the caution flag is displayed at the end of the night, the race will be extended for a thrilling shootout to the checkered flag. And now, with all the formalities out of the way, welcome again to Southern National and into the world of BRL, where speed is king and victory is your ultimate prize. So, Matt, what are you expecting to see here tonight at Southern National?
Well, Ryan and the folks out there watching tonight, I'm expecting a good race here. This is one of my favorite tracks on iRacing. I can't wait to see all the BRL action this whole weekend here at Southern National. It usually puts on a good side-by-side races later in the races normally. Well, I can't guarantee that. I think we're in for a good one here tonight, though.
All right, we have about 2 minutes left in practice, so let's do a quick run through of the point standings. So far this season, we've had 5 different winners, to include Jeffrey Harden, Lewis Flowers, Donnie Moore, Steve Hilbert, and of course J.R. Shepard. Jeffrey Harden continues to lead in the standings with a 15-point lead over John Wilson. Segala sits back in 3rd place, only 2 points behind Wilson, however, and Tom Hilbert takes that 4th spot away from Flowers, who has started to falter a little bit going in the second half of the season, falling back to 5th. Donnie Moore and Brian Johnson have 6th place closely contested, just like Steve Hilbert and Marino Valente have, going for 8th place. And J.R. Shepard, yeah, he does have 1 win on his belt so far this season, but he's running a part-time schedule this season, and he will be rounding out your top 10 going into the final 4 rounds. And with roughly just under a minute left in practice, Lewis Flowers actually has the top lap right now in practice. His best lap at a 15.78. J.R. Shepard close behind at a 15.81. Unable to beat Lewis's time so far. As we like to say, the times in practice aren't really reflective of what you're going to see during the race. It's more of an ego sheet, as we call it. But who doesn't like to see their name at the top of the timing tally? All right, we have roughly 10 seconds left, and once this track wraps up, the cars will be pulled, the track will get a fresh coat of paint, and we will grid up with myself talking you through the starting order. 50 laps ahead of us tonight. Checker flag waves on practice. And just like that, with the iRacing magic, we have a fresh track ready to go for these boys. And let's go ahead and get you through the starting grid. Tonight, starting on the pole, that will be Justin Walbring in the number 27 Team High Times. To his outside, the 53 Marino Valente. Sorry, Marino. Starting in third, that'll be the 75 of John Wilson, the Canadian, with Brandon Litz in the 99 to his outside in fourth. Tom Hilbert will be in fifth with Ray Andrews in sixth. Donnie Moore, the longtime champion of BRL. I think he's been around since the beginning. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Matt, but he will be starting in seventh in the 26. Jeffrey Harden, the current points leader, will be in eighth. Further back in the grid, in ninth will be Brian Johnson. Johnson's had a good couple of runs, a lot of podium finishes this season. So I'm really interested to see what he does through his BRL career. J.R. Shepard, the multi-time champion, well, he'll be starting in 10th. Lewis Flowers, fastest in practice. Let's see what he can do tonight. He'll be in 11th with Michaela Steffes in 12th. Good to have Michaela back. We haven't seen her in a while. Bruce Pearson in the 22. He'll be starting off in 13th with Steve Hilbert in 14th, and Chris Hazlett will be rounding out tonight's 15-car field.
All right, sorry about that. Yeah, just you're talking about Donnie there. He has been around in the BRL since the beginning. Me, him, and Lowell. I think that's it for the originals. And this thing first started 13 years ago, 12 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, it started back in 2013 for the Bootleg Racing League, 1994 for the Bootleg Racing Series. So, depending on which group you're in, you've been here a long time. And just like that, the green flag is out. Justin Walbring gets off to a good start. That's Marino Valente. Looked like he's going to be able to hold on to second place ahead of John Wilson in the 75. Brandon Litz, you saw there in the 99 go high. He fell back to fourth. Directly behind them, you have the 51 of Andrews up high. Jeffrey Harden, our points leader, trying to get down low. Looks like he's going to tuck in behind the 61 of Steve Hilbert. Low contact there. Oh, and a big old pile up. That is Jeffrey Harden. That is Bruce Pearson, the 22. Double O of Brian Johnson. Oh, that is not what Harden wanted to see.
Yeah, that looked like a check up there, and Harden was kind of the sandwich in the middle there.
Yeah, Harden, you see there in the 36, he dove low under Hilbert, had to check up not to get into Hilbert, and Donnie was not ready for that. Leading to a chain reaction involving three very fast drivers, Pearson, Harden, and Johnson. All going to be starting from the back of the field if their cars are still manageable. Well, coming around under the caution to start lap number 5. Walbring still holding on the lead. Valente and Wilson rounding out your podium. Litz and Andrews, your top 5.
And the brake checking can happen here at this track like that because you have, the way I see it at this track is you have two different kind of drivers. You got the guys like me that I drive into the corners hard, get off them hard, kind of stab the brakes in the middle, kind of turn the car and take off. Other guys kind of roll through. So there's different braking points at this track, and sometimes that can lead to those brake checks, which we just saw.
Well, you're exactly right. There's also different lines of entry at Southern National with these wide sweeping corners. Some drivers like to come in nice and shallow and hold that line. Some drivers like to come in wide and arc it, more of a momentum kind of a line. And I think that's where the confusion led there, as the 61 went in very shallow and Harden came in from the high side. So I think it's just two completely different driving styles not matching up well on the track.
Looks like Moore just disconnected. I don't know if he got too much damage from hitting that or if he just quit because he felt bad or what.
Could be either way, and just like that, the green flag is back out. Walbring's still your leader, but this time Valente is going to challenge from the outside. It looks like he thinks he can make it work as he continues to push. Walbring's going to hold that spot, but Valente has it at the line coming across the back stretch into turn 3. It looks like the 53 does have the advantage here, coming around to take the lead away from Walbring as we start lap number 8. That was a J.R. Shepard move if I ever saw one. Nice work, Valente.
Yeah, that high line will work here on these starts and restarts here, and then later in the race you may see it coming in a little bit too. Not real sure in these street stocks how much it'll come in, but I know it will. We got JR flashing a little bit there.
Yeah, a little blink there. Sorry about the camera shutter. Looks like a lot of the field is going single file, but who is not? Well, that would be Walbring, who now is under pressure from John Wilson to his inside, and directly behind them, that's a battle between Brandon Litz and J.R. Shepard. Looks like Wilson's going to slot into second spot as Walbring seems to be a little loose sliding up in the corner, and that gave an opening to J.R. Shepard, who's quickly going to dive a nose in to take away that last podium spot. Walbring now back to fourth, and if he's not quick, he will fall back further as here comes the train. The last thing any driver wants to see in their mirror. Looks like Brandon Litz got a little loose there. That opened up a gap, and Walbring was quick to get his car in between. Let's see if he can hold it as looks like J.R. Shepard is going for that second spot, diving under the 75 of John Wilson. Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
I was just going to say, Shepard's already up 8 spots, but I will point out, too, the Chief is up 7 spots already in this race.
Yeah.
Number 52.
You can't count out Steve Hilbert as he actually put his first BRL win behind him just a few weeks ago in this very series. So Steve Hilbert definitely has a good grasp of how these cars handle, and he's not afraid to use them. And just like that, J.R. Shepard is the leader as he quickly took it away from Valente, who is now falling back behind John Wilson in second. And here comes Justin Walbring in the 27, fighting back for that last podium spot, but not able to hold it. Further back, another driver trying to make up spots. There is, Bruce Pearson going around. I didn't see the cause of that. I was looking at hard, and all I saw was the aftermath.
Yeah, it looked like the Chief and Bruce got together here a little bit. I have to watch this replay.
Yeah, there you see the green and black number 22. That is Bruce Pearson, direct behind them. You can see the 36 to the inside. That is Jeffrey Harden, your points leader. And to his outside, the 52 of Steve Harden. It looks like a check up there. Brandon Litz in the 99. Forced 22 to check up. And Hilbert, you see, he is going up the track trying to get away. Maybe a touch of net code there. But either way, contact was made, and the 22 goes around. Nice avoidance there from Harden, who quickly gets up and clear of the 22. Unfortunately, the 22 caught that apron, and that just slingshot him back up into the 61 of Tom Hilbert, where he is stuck on track.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of net code there. For those who don't know, it's iRacing in their prediction. That's a product of online racing. Every now and then, iRacing thinks you're going to get together and kind of judges it prematurely, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it brings the contact because it assumed it was going to happen. Even if you could have saved it in time, it still just gives you the contact. And I think that's what we just saw there happen to Bruce Pearson. All right, 18 laps complete. We are on 19 of 50 currently under caution. This is the second caution of the night. J.R. Shepard, John Wilson, and Marino Valente, your top 3. Justin Walbring and Ray Andrews rounding out your top 5. It's worth noting, Valente, Walbring, and Andrews, they are all BRL rookies, rounding out your top 5 right now.
Yeah, this season's definitely had a good class of rookies. That's been good to see.
Yeah, they came in strong, bringing all the talent with them as they are really dominating this race so far.
Yeah, that rookie number 98 up there, he does all right too. We'll see how he does here though.
Yeah, he might get a win one of these days. All right, pace car has peeled off. We're about to take the green again. It is on the 98 there. JR gets on the loud pedal. Good start from him. John Wilson tries to anticipate. Could not keep the pace, but quickly slots into second spot. Further back, we have a hornet's nest as they go 3 wide. That is Andrews getting shut up the track in the 51. Saves it, but that car had a lot of damage from that contact. That might not be drivable. No caution. Andrews stalls all the way back and makes it down in the pit road. Good on him for saving it, but that was a hard look into the wall. You know, this track is 70 feet wide, but you'd be amazed how fast that 70 feet disappears when you have 3 cars side by side by side.
Yeah, I also like to got a battle going on back here for what is that, 8th it looks like. Michaela Steffes coming back to the BRL, been gone for a little while.
Yeah, there's Michaela in the number 49. Ooh, a little tap there from Pearson. Nice save from Steffes. She keeps running. Going straight in that black and purple monster machine. Unfortunately, she lost a lot of positions from that little contact. Nice recovery, though. Further up, getting back into the top 5, that is the 36 Jeffrey Hart, who just cleared around the Chief, Steve Hilbert, in the 52. J.R. Shepard has a commanding 1.4 second lead on John Wilson right now, who's doing a great job holding on to second place over Marino Valente. Litz and Hard in your top 5. Hilbert, Walbring, Hazlett, Johnson, and Tom Hilbert rounding out the top 10. So far, the only drivers out are Donnie Moore and Ray Andrews. Bruce Pearson is 2 laps down. Looks like Hilbert has his eyes on that 4th spot. He is looking to the inside of the 99 Litz. Litz has been struggling with the loose conditions this car can create every single week, as this car is just not fitting his driving style, it seems. And just like that, Harden moves up to 4th spot. And you got to think, Matt, with only 4 rounds left in the season, Harden's got to be thinking points. He's not even looking at checkered flags anymore. He's just looking at points. He knows that right now John Wilson is ahead of him by 2 cars. That is 2 points he'll make up on him. And there is enough time for him to still lose this championship if he's not careful.
Yeah, I think at this point that's what his thoughts are. He's only, it's so easy to lose. You hear 15 points on the point sheet there. Well, that's one race. I mean, if he was to crash out early and not be able to continue, and John had a good race, he could be right back on, right back with them. So there's definitely time for John to do something. If he can have some stable runs like he is tonight, that's what he needs to do to try to catch Harden.
Well, that's exactly what Harden's been doing all season. Just nice, quiet, consistent finishes, typically on the podium, but not usually in the front. He just keeps it quiet, keeps it consistent, and keeps adding up those points. And at the end of the season, it all pays off as he takes the championship.
And I will say most of the guys in this BRL league, no matter which series you're in, most of these guys, any of these guys could win a race anytime. And we've seen it last season, where we had 6, 7 different winners in one season there. But a lot of it is luck. You have so many good guys. We're all close on times that if you're able to avoid a lot of wrecks and be in the right place at the right time, where I'm not taking anything away from Harden because he is fast, but a lot of it does have to do with the right place, right time. And sometimes it's your season. Other times you get involved in everything and you're lucky to finish top 15.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think even Harden will agree that a lot of it is luck. He's just right place, right time. Like that incident he was in earlier, that could have been much worse for him. And then John Wilson would be your points leader going into the next round.
Yeah, it can switch that fast. Especially with JR only running a part-time season. That really gives a good opportunity to the guys that are here every week and run solid to capitalize on that championship.
Yeah, and here you see Harden taking a look for that last podium spot as he looks to the inside of Valente, trying to get him to the corner. He does get his nose to the inside. Valente smartly just gives him some room, lets him take the pass, as I think Harden just has the car tonight. Definitely has the pace as he ran Valente down. Valente going to slot back into 4th place. Oh, and Valente's going back, tried to do a little crossover. Couldn't match the momentum, though. I think Harden's going to hold it coming down the straight. And yes, Harden does hold on to that 3rd spot.
Man, we already only have 10 laps left of this thing. This race is flying by.
Yeah, 10 to go at the line this time. J.R. Shepard's still your leader. A strong lead over John Wilson. But John Wilson, an equally strong lead over Jeffrey Harden. So I think John has a good hold on 2nd place. And there you see the 62 of Lewis Flowers. He ran into some trouble there. Not sure. I don't see anything that would have caused it. Might have just got a little bit of the outside wall and damaged his car and had to retire early as he pulled down pit road. That's unfortunate, but that's like we spoke about in the beginning of the show, where Flowers had started to kind of falter a little bit. He did so great in the first half of the season, but going into the second half, he has had no luck, and his points have dropped because of it.
And it's unfortunate because he is plenty fast enough. I mean, like tonight, in practice, he is faster than JR. He shows promise every week, but just cannot close the deal.
No, he's one of those drivers where you just need the luck on your side, and tonight he didn't have it. Checking back in with our leader as we have 6 laps to go. There is a 98 of J.R. Shepard. He has almost a 5-second gap over John Wilson in second place. There's John in the 75. Now from John back to Hardin, that's over another 2 seconds. So these guys have really spread themselves out on this podium. Hardin there still under pressure from Valente, but no serious threat at the moment as Valente seems to be following him but not able to get his nose to the inside. Not able to close enough to actually make something of it.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. I know Hardin took some damage there in that wreck, and it may be affecting his car some, but he's able to keep the pace, which is really surprising. It looked like he took a hard lick there.
And I have to point out, tonight's big mover so far as we have 3 laps to go. That is the 93 of Chris Hazlett. He is up into the top 5. He is 10 spots up from where he started. It's great to see Hazlett having a great run tonight in the street stock.
And that shows you how quiet it's been. We haven't even talked about him. And he's up 10 spots.
Yeah, he's just been quietly making his way one car at a time, working his way up through the field. He's climbed his way up into the top 5, and he's having a great, strong run right now. Great job, Hazlett. All right, white flag is out. J.R. Shepard coming in around the final lap. Looks like he's had a pretty uneventful night. A little lap traffic here or there, but typically in the BRL, lap traffic will clear a lane for you. So I wouldn't imagine he ran into too much trouble as he comes around to take the checker flag. J.R. Shepard, Different Path Motorsports, takes the win tonight at Southern National Motorsports Park. John Wilson secured that second spot with Jeffrey Hardin, your points leader, still coming home in third.
Congratulations to JR for finally winning one of these things.
Right, JR's first win. We need to celebrate that. That should be like a national holiday. But with that, obviously we're being sarcastic, and we are going to take a quick break as we let iRacing timing scoring get all caught up. We'll be back to go over your official race results and talk to your podium finishers, so don't go far. And welcome back to Round 8, Season 27 with the Bootleg Racing League Street Stock Series. Let me walk you through our finishing order tonight. J.R. Shepard, the number 98, well, he came home with the big winner. John Wilson came home in second with Team CDR, and Jeffrey Hardin, your points leader, Loose Lugs, he rounds out your podium. Marino Valente, great run from him, a nice quiet run, stayed up front the whole time. He started in second, dropped back to fourth, and held it. Great run from Valente Motorsports. Running at your top 5 tonight, and I couldn't be happier to say this, it's Chris Hazlett, number 93, up 10 spots. He is tonight's big mover. Great job, Chris. Brian Johnson, not the run he's been having, but still a solid finish as he is up 3 spots to come home in 6th. Brandon Litz struggled a little bit with loose car conditions, and the 99 fell back to 7th spot with Steve Hilbert, the Chief, up 6 spots to finish in 8th. Justin Walbring, another driver kind of struggling with this street stock, well, he's going to come home in 9th with Tom Hilbert rounding out your top 10. Back in 11th, that is Michaela Steffes in the 49. She's going to come home in 11th with Bruce Pearson, the 22. Kind of a rough night for Bruce as he finished multiple laps down, coming home in 12th. Lewis Flowers, Ray Andrews, and Donnie Moore all retired early tonight in the 15-car field. And with that, we have caught up to our big winner tonight, JR Shepard, Different Path Motorsports. JR, talk me through this race. It seemed like you got to cut through this field like butter.
Yeah, I got really lucky with the way that one caution worked out. It's not like there was some internet connection issues that kind of created that wreck. And I just happened to be in the right place to go around the outside. So otherwise, it could have been a different story tonight. But yeah, it allowed me to get up front fairly early and be able to race those guys up front. And they were very clean, very respectful up there. So it was cool to race with them. But man, this street stock was. This is the tightest handling street stock that I've ever driven. I'm not sure what iRacing has done, but that car was not fun to drive tonight.
Well, I don't think I've ever heard those words all in the same sentence before. A tight handling street stock. Now, how was the lap traffic? You didn't have a whole lot of it, but there was some. Were there any sketchy moments we missed on camera, or was it all pretty polite driving out there?
No, it was very polite. So yeah, everybody was aware of when I got there, and gave me room so I could race around them. So. Yeah, very polite, but yeah, it was definitely a tight handling street stock, and I've not seen that, I don't think, ever on iRacing. So it was a setup that definitely wore out the right front tire instead of the right rear, and it made it difficult. So I know that's probably why we didn't have a whole lot of cautions, because it's pretty straightforward to drive the car, but it definitely prevented the outside line from coming in. So definitely could have been a better show with a freer car.
Oh, well, great to know. I appreciate the insight. Next week, we're heading out to Hickory, as I call it, Speed Bump Central. How do we feel about running Hickory in a street stock?
I was okay until the tight setup tonight. Tight setup at Hickory's not good. Every time you hit the bumps, it just sends you up the track. So hopefully the setup's a little bit different next week. But Hickory's a very line-sensitive racetrack, so just gotta make sure you don't overdrive the entry, otherwise you're gonna lose a lot of lap time.
All right, JR. Well, it was a great run, another dominating performance. Always fun to watch. Who do you have to thank for this win?
Yeah, just shout out to the Bootleg Racing League for putting this on and giving a fun place for us to come out and hang out and race on the weekends. My team, Different Path Motorsports, and of course everything you guys are doing up in the BRL TV broadcast booth this season. We appreciate it.
All right, JR, great run, and we'll catch you down the road.
Yep, thank you.
That was JR Shepard, our big winner tonight, and now we've caught up with John Wilson, number 75. Matt, he's all yours.
Hey, John, bringing it home in a second tonight. Nice run, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. Just lucky.
So how did the car feel to you? JR was saying it was pretty tight. Do you agree with that, or were you, with your driving style, was a little bit looser for you?
Yeah, actually, it didn't feel too bad to me. Now, JR is always faster than me, so maybe that's part of the reason. I was kind of backing the corners up a little bit more. Maybe I was kind of being a little too cautious.
Well, whatever you did, it looked like it worked out for you. It started up front and finished up front. You can't ask for a better race than that. So congratulations on that. And do you have anybody to thank tonight?
Oh, yeah, of course. I got to thank Lowell for putting the league on, giving us this place to race. Man, it's always fun coming out. Got to thank you and Ryan for everything you do up in the booth there with BRL TV. You guys are kicking butt. And got to thank you personally for all those practice sessions you've been putting up for us this week, well, these past few weeks. It's great coming out, running with the guys with really no pressure, just kind of learning the cars, learning the tracks and all that. Better thank my teammate there, Chris Davis at Team CDR. As you can see from my results lately, they're steadily improving, and I think he has a lot to do with that as well. And thank everybody at home that's watching.
All right, congratulations, and great race, John. We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, that was John Wilson, number 75, came home in second place. And now, rounding out your podium tonight, that is Jeffrey Harden, Loose Lugs. Jeff, you got a copy.
Hey, Ryan, what's going on, man?
Hey, another solid points night for you. I think you might actually have this championship in the bag a little early. You keep having finishes like this. Now, I think at the end of the day, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you're 14 points ahead of John Wilson. How do you feel with the last three rounds, knowing one of them is Hickory?
Oh, well, I really like the last three tracks. I got a little nervous when I got in that incident earlier because Donnie blinked out and tagged me pretty good. Really messed up the ride. I was pushing really, really hard.
Yeah, now talk me through that. It looked like you were trying to tuck into line. You had a more of an arcing entry than the cars in front of you, which was 61 Tom Hilber, if I remember correctly. Was that just an awkward checkup situation? Or was the blink that Donnie Moore had did that have more to do with it?
No, I think Donnie blinked out and he didn't see us. So he just kind of, he hit me pretty good. It just threw me all around.
All right, well, you recovered well. Now, how was your head when you had to climb back up through the field, starting from the back?
Well, I was just trying to stay patient. I was hoping for a couple more cautions, kind of weed the field out for me, but that didn't really happen. So I was just trying to stay patient and not hit anything else. I didn't think the car could take any more damage.
All right, well, solid run from you. A great points night. You still got a 14-point lead. Who do you have to thank for this podium finish?
Well, I always just like to thank my beautiful wife, Brandy. Thank you guys up in the booth. Thank Lowell for putting the league on, and thank everybody else for the good hard racing.
All right, great run tonight, and we'll catch you down the road, Jeff.
All right, Ryan, have a good broadcast, man.
That was Jeffrey Harden. Now, with those interviews out of the way, we are going to try something. We'll see if he's available. We want to talk to Chris Hazlett. Chris, it's Ryan up in the booth. You got a copy? It looks like Chris Hazlett has stepped away, but we gave it a shot. We wanted to talk to him. He was our big mover, and a strong run from him. But since he's not available, we're going to go ahead and bring this broadcast to a close. If you liked what you saw here tonight, well, you can come back tomorrow night. The Sportsman Series will be right back here at Southern National. That'll be the third round for the Street Stocks, going live at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. The Street Stocks Series, which you just watched tonight, well, we'll be back next Friday, August 25th from 7:10 p.m. Eastern. Like we said, from Hickory Motor Speedway. That'll be round 9, so mark your calendars. Everything you've seen and heard tonight was made possible by the Skidder Creek Motorsports Group, home to the Bootleg Racing League, the GT Racing League, Thunder Ridge Racing, the Virtual Grip Network, and more. For more information, you can visit them over at skiddercreek.com. This has been a production of BRL TV, a broadcasting service aimed at giving up-and-coming commentators and directors like myself and Matt a place to get their feet wet in the world of sim race broadcasting. If you ever wondered if you have what it takes to broadcast live races, this is your chance to get some experience without any pressure. If you're interested in getting in on the fun, visit bootlegracingleague.com to find out how. Now, from all of us here in the BRL TV crew, myself, Matt Hoos, and Lowell Jewell, until next time, thanks for watching, and have a great night.